In 2022, we hit a bunch of theme parks all across the world, experiencing a bunch of brand new roller coasters, and some of those were like literally brand new, like opened earlier this past year.
Correct.
And so what we've done today is put together a list ranking all of the ones that we got to experience.
Yes. No, this is different than ranking all the coasters we did in 2022. These are only the ones that opened this year.
Yeah. And we had to agree on them.
Yes, that was the hard part. Actually, not too hard.
For the most part, we're on the same page.
Yeah, so we wanted to come up with a collective list. So between the two of us, we had to agree as much as possible.
All right, so we got 11 that we got to experience. We didn't get to do like Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, Defiance. There were a couple like international ones that we didn't get to.
But yeah, but I think our list was pretty solid.
Pretty solid. So let's kick things off with an incredible one. Number 11, last place, we have RobalCoaster at Zatorland.
To be honest, we didn't even know this was a new for 2022 coaster until I went on RCDB to make sure that we didn't miss anything. And I'm like, oh, that Wacky Worm that we did at Zatorland.
Yeah.
It was brand new in the sense that I had never ridden a Wacky Worm before. That was my first one, and it was brand new.
So your first one was a new for 2022 Wacky Worm. Like fresh from the Wacky Worm factory.
Yup.
That should honestly be the number one spot.
That was one of the things we didn't agree on. Number 10, a coaster that is definitely going to spark debate in the comments. Daddy Pig's roller coaster. I know that a lot of you will be disappointed that this is not higher.
I know. There was a lot of contention between us.
Yeah.
Like we went back and forth on this one for a while.
Yeah.
But we did put it at the number 10 spot. But you could absolutely make an argument for it being number 1.
I mean, to be fair, it pretty much won in that competition for best new roller coaster.
Yeah. Icebreaker cheated.
It was a sham election.
At number 9, we have an SNS 4D free spin at King's Dominion. This is Tumbili.
That was probably the only free spin I've ever ridden and enjoyed.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's by far the best looking free spin.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice looking.
Yeah, presentation.
I almost bought merchandise.
Dude,
I almost bought the Nano Coaster too.
Their merch was really good.
It's really good.
I was pretty impressed. I mean, ride experience wise, I mean, it's pretty short, you know, not a whole lot to it.
But that's why I like it better than the other free spins. The other ones make me like...
Yeah. So, hey, there you go.
Number 8, we have the not family coaster, Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando.
Yeah, this was the first new for 2022 coaster we got to experience. It opened up in January. It's pretty good. I mean, you know, it was one that we were waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
And
it's had a couple hiccups along the way. It's fine for the park.
Yeah, I really like that one airtime moment right before you go into the top hat. Like, it absolutely
that
sends you up out of your seat. The backward spike is fun. So, yeah, no, it was a solid ride.
It's just those things.
I know. I hate those things. So at number 7, we have Emperor at SeaWorld San Diego. I think this is a ride that surprised both of us.
This is a ride that I would say is the best dive coaster I've done.
You could absolutely make an argument for that.
Yeah, it only has like the one actual dive moment, but to me, like the dive is like kind of whatever, and the rest of the layout actually
is good.
It's really good. Whereas, you know, it's not like a one-trick pony kind of like the rest of them.
Yeah, my thing with dive coasters is just the pacing is always like all over the place, and it's just like, I don't know, I feel like for me, I appreciate the more fluid, continuous ride motion, not let's stop, and then we're going to slowly crawl over a dive.
No, yeah, that thing's great out city.
Emperor was like a lot better
and
than I was expecting.
And it's themed to penguins.
Yep.
I really like those.
That's pretty good.
Coming in at number 6, we have Phoenix at Far Up Summerland.
Yeah, this was good. This was our first like modern big boy Vekoma roller coaster.
Oh, and it was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. It has me very, very psyched for what Vekoma is going to be doing in the future.
Yeah, great elements. The layout was good. Everything was very fluid. It was just like, you could tell it's just a very well-designed coaster.
Yeah, that's a ride, like that model, I feel like could fit in at any theme park.
A lot of parks, yeah.
Any theme park, just drag and drop.
Far Up Summerland is like a family park, and I thought that was a really good balance of it. It wasn't too extreme. You know, it's going to keep everyone in the family happy, and that includes the thrills.
Everyone in our family was happy. You, me, and Yannick.
Oh. So now we made it to our top 5. And number 5, we have Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
This was one we actually didn't quite agree on, because the one that you're going to hear afterward, you wanted flipped. I wanted it this way.
Yeah, I think Pantheon should have been one spot higher. But no, this was a good one, though. You know, like, I think like Phoenix, we've now done some other rides in that same, like, model of now, like, intimate multi-launch that we like more than this. But this was still, like, it had some really great moments. The spike is crazy, like, how... like
I think I'm just bitter. The ride is... The coaster itself is pretty, but the area is ugly. And I know that they're not launching it at full speed.
Yeah.
And all those things make me just, like, that much bitter that I'm like, you know what? You deserve 5, not 4. Speaking of which, number 4. Wonder Woman's flight of fear and courage and other things.
You talk about things that are ugly. That might be the worst station I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that was not good.
I'm like, I don't know if that's much better.
It's not, but you know, you don't expect nearly as much from Six Flags,
And that makes it okay.
Yeah, I guess.
So I mean, it's Jersey Devil, but a slightly different ending.
And better.
I think we both liked it more than Jersey Devil, which was weird. Especially the ending felt more complete than Jersey Devil. I don't know what it is. It just felt like a lot more like fluid and natural. So now we made it to our top 3. And number 3, this is an interesting one because this is not a completely brand new ride, but it's enough new changes that we felt that it should make the list. This is Tonerre to Zeus at Parc Astérix.
This was a top tier experience.
Yeah.
In Europe for us.
No, I loved this thing. So here's what was new for 2022. So we got brand new trains from the Gravity Group, and we got retracking with some big modifications. The big one being that they added essentially a wave turn. So like a lot of the ride is like a lot smoother because they've done retracking essentially in stages. So this was like the creme de la creme, like full experience now that they launched, and man, it was great.
This is a ride that I look back on and I'm like, damn, I wish I could go do that again. Like,
for the first time, experience that. Like,
yeah, or just, you know, not have it be in frames.
But, I mean, hey, Parc Astérix is opening up a new roller coaster. I'm sure we'll be back for it. So.
We're probably going to be back next year, let's be honest.
Let's be honest. I trust that Zeus was a good roller coaster by itself, but what Gravity Group did just, yeah, that's a top tier wooden roller coaster.
Number 2, I feel like we might get a little flack for because it's a Disney roller coaster. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Oh my gosh.
I feel like anyone who's giving us flack for putting
Hasn't
Guardians at number 2
has not ridden it.
Exactly.
Correct.
It's that good.
But you hear Disney coaster, especially from enthusiasts, which most people watching this probably are. They're like, there's no.
And I get it, but this is different.
This is so different.
This is not.
Oh my gosh. I probably gotten off of that ride in happy tears like so many times because it is that fun. Yeah. It is that wonderful. I cannot even put into words. You have to just go out and do it. Screw Disney and their pricing right now, but fork over the money to do it. Fork over the extra money to do the lightning lane and do it twice. Yeah. I hate that I'm even saying that, but it's that fun.
No, they knocked out of the park with this one. So layout, presentation,
the music,
theming,
everything.
Yeah, like the full experience is just a really good time.
Yeah, to me, like, not to, you know, spoil too much, but this is probably a top 10 coaster for me. Like, honestly, I love it that much.
So that brings us to our number 1 spot. Sarah came prepared here with her Iron Gwazi
spoiled
shirt.
Everything.
And this is, I feel like, a no-brainer. It's Iron Gwazi, Busch Gardens, Tampa. Iron Gwazi absolutely deserves that number 1 spot. You could make an argument for this being the best roller coaster in the world.
I think you absolutely can. And it's funny because I think back to before this thing opened, I'm like, so many people are going to put it as their number 1 just to be cool. And I'm like, oh, you know what?
Crap, I'm one of those people.
I like, legit, honestly, it could go that way. And I'm like, I wouldn't even, no judgment anymore.
I don't think that we expect it to be, like, the best RMC. I don't think we expected it to be...
It didn't look like it just from looking at it.
It looked like Steel Vengeance would be better. And then you read it and you're like, crap, no, that's way better than Steel Vengeance.
Yeah.
That thing is a powerhouse from start to finish. Each of the different elements, like, it tries to kill you.
Honestly, I think it might have set too high of a standard for RMC now to try to live up to because that thing is ridiculous.
Yeah. It also depends, I feel like, on your thrill level because I think Iron Gwazi is probably too much for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, my mom did it like twice and I think the second time she almost cried. She was like, it's too much.
Yeah, but like if you're like one of those extreme thrill seekers, then the bar is so high that like other roller coasters just probably aren't going to come close after you do that.
Yeah, it's spoiled it for me a little bit.
Dang it, RMC.
Why do you gotta make stuff that's so good? But I think it's really funny that this ended up being number 1 on our new for 2022 list when if we had done this back in 2020, it should have been on that one.
I know.
But that's okay. Iron Gwazi came and ruined everything for all the others.
Iron Gwazi, Pantheon, Emperor, and Icebreaker all made this list, and they all should have made the new for 2020 list, best new coasters.
It's alright. Yeah. But let us know down in the comments what you guys think of our list. If you agree, if you think we're complete whack jobs and we ranked these all wrong.
And and also if you've done like Dr. Diabolical, Defiance, some other new
slide
roller
them in
coasters,
the list.
Yeah, figure out where you think that they should go. And I mean, eventually when we'll go and ride it, then I'll be curious to like look back on this and think about where we would have put it.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that it would change the list that much for me.
I mean, definitely Daddy Pig would be better than both of those. But, I mean, like that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.